everybody. My name is Begüm, as our host mentioned, and we're going to discuss building an unconventional media business with Refika. I'm from the Google YouTube Turkish team, and I'm here with Refika today. Welcome, Refika. How are you?
Great. And I want to ask to the audience, if possible, who wants to have an unconventional media business later on sometime in their lives?
Yeah,
Just two?
Few hands.
No one wants to have a media business in their lives? No? 3, 4, 5?
Yeah.
Okay. More. Okay. Thank God. Okay. Okay, good.
Cool. So we're gonna talk just about that.
Okay.
So Refika, you're a famous figure coming from the traditional media. You're a chef. You're an author. You have books, and you had TV shows. So up until back 6 years ago, you built yourself an unconventional media business digitally, particularly on YouTube.
Thank God, yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about that journey? Like, how did you decide to move from traditional media to YouTube? What were the differences?
Actually, the reason everything moved to YouTube was I wanted to make a lot of things about Turkish cuisine, and I wanted to break the rules of having the TV shows. Actually, I think I did in several ways. In terms of 15 years ago, the TV shows would be on the sides of other programs, etc. And I wanted to something that is like people used to wear gloves, etc., etc. And we changed a lot. But every time I wanted to make a change in the classical media, there were like big guys, usually big guys. There would be a lot of women working, but always guys were deciding, and that's something really bad. And I was always shot with stupid rules. So, I was really bored. And my thing was I had a lot to give, and I wanted to make a difference. But I wasn't able to do that on the traditional media. The time when I wanted to enter YouTube, this is like 5, 6 years ago, the planning started. And everyone said, Refika, what you do, of course, what I do is break an egg. Refika, if you break that egg, if you don't break that egg in your head and act like a bit stupid, no one is going to watch. Now it feels awkward, but 6 years ago, like, you would give the credit to the person who said so. But I said, no, I believe my country, my people would value the content wherever that is, and they will find it. And said, yeah, they will see you, don't think so. It's very hard to move from traditional media to YouTube, etc., but it happened.
Yeah.
So I'm happy, thank you, thank you. And so I moved to YouTube, and my life changed. How did my life change? I do whatever I want, and I do it from just here. If it doesn't come from here, you can read it in the face. And for example, one video, if you just do it because you feel you have to do it, like 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 people watch it. If you just do it from here, millions watch it.
Yeah.
That's the basic rule on YouTube, I believe. So everything changed then.
Yeah, and looking back now, what do you see the differences are, like TV versus YouTube? Okay,
in my time, the people on TV didn't want to be on YouTube. Now they would kill to be on YouTube, I believe so. One thing that is different. Secondly, if you tell your parents that I want to be a YouTuber, they wouldn't say very good things 6, 10 years ago. Now they would also be very happy about that. So it's like being a football. I believe it's something like being a football player in the year 90s and 2000s. So and I feel like a football player. Anyways, so that's the basic difference. And also now it's becoming very international. Actually, for example, when I look at the statistics, half of my income from YouTube on the Turkish channel comes from abroad.
Wow.
Yeah, and so people with subtitles, people with different perspectives, go and watch your videos, and that's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're gonna also talk about that, amazing strategy you did for the English channel for
Okay.
a global audience. We're gonna talk a bit about that. But before that, I wanna understand what your strategy was for the Turkish, your main channel.
Okay.
Like when you decided to, launch a channel on YouTube. But like from day one to today, you have more than about 3 million subscribers in total across channels.
Yeah.
Like, what were the strategy that that helped you stand out from the crowd?
Okay. I believe everyone is here are young people that are going to establish their own business somehow. The thing that number one rule for me, I believe, is being sincere, samimiyet.
Yeah.
Being sincere on what you do, being sincere on and keen on what you want to change.
Yeah.
That was my basic strategy, and that was it. I wanted to be something that is, build something that is sincere. Secondly, there are, of course, this is a business, so there would be statistics, and I looked at what's being watched, what's being popular, but I did not do those. I tried to understand what was the underlying things that made that content valuable.
Yeah.
Like, I had two ways. I could have easily, and lots of people at the time suggested me to do the exact same content, let's say in English. It was in English, do it in Turkish, do the similar format, etc. I didn't do that, and I didn't do that purposefully. But what I tried to watch, I tried to understand what was the gist that made that show different than the other ones. And I try to get that, but also create my original content. And for example, like it used to be a big thing. I would order, let's say from call the KFC, and until they come, I cook the food cheaper, faster, and hopefully more delicious.
And economic.
And economic, yeah, exactly. And I created formats not just for Turkey, but formats that were replicated by other people in the world. So, and that gives you a lot of happiness,
Yeah.
let's say. And other strategy is, of course, it's a community, and we need to do collabs. That's another thing. Third, and the most important thing that YouTube offers you is your relationship with your audience. And I value that relationship very much. I try to read almost all of the comments, and it's now almost impossible, but I'll try my best. And sometimes you get really sad, sometimes you get really high. I don't try, I don't want to hire my ego or step on myself, but always reading the comments in terms of still keeping up with the reality. So that's basically some of the things that I do. I think that's, maybe you know better. Maybe. What do I do? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Obviously, you're explaining all the inspirational stuff and all the, following your heart, like understanding your audience. There's also a big effort on reading the data as well on the YouTube side, the analytics of it, because it gives momentarily feedback from the audience, and the data shows everything, like what's been liked, what's been
not liked,
skipped. There's a lot of information, a lot of data on YouTube that is available to all creators. So there's also a big effort going into reading the data as well, right?
It's a place that I still have to improve, but yes, there are a lot of data, and those data are actually 20 years ago, if you are a brand and you want to understand, you would pay thousands and thousands of dollars to measure. If it's, let's say, a bottle of, you sell a bottle of water or a soda, to understand your audience, you would have a lot of research and maybe invest millions for that research. Now our audience is there, and YouTube gives me that data that is worth millions of liras of least research free. And because we're partners, I think that's one of the reasons why they do it. But that's so valuable, and what I'm trying to do, I used that data again to, let's say, where I took the story too long, so I have to cut it short. Where are my high sides, low sides? But still, sometimes I step back and try to measure what are the things that I can, again, get the data, but not just use the data bluntly, but again, keep it inside and then come up with a new content, something which is different. And I want to tell to the audience, now Begüm acts like a host here, but she's more than that. She is, I feel, closer than a sister. I have a brother much closer than him. She is. We met through YouTube, and she takes me by the hand, and she believed in me when I had 100,000 followers or something, and we did everything together. Also, one of the most important things, as I said, through media, when you go to television, etc., usually what happens is these big bosses, because I had the TV show, and one of the guys said that I have to go with a mannequin model to the show, and I said, no, you shouldn't. And he said, are you Jamie Oliver? I don't know. Do you know who Jamie Oliver is? Anyone? One of the most famous TV chefs in the world. Yeah, and he said, don't think that you're Jamie Oliver. If there was a Jamie Oliver in Turkey, he would be out by now. Go and do the show with a model on your side. And I said, no, it's about taste, and this lady's her job is not to eat, basically, in her career plan. That's one of the things that she shouldn't do. And he said, no. Anyways, there were so many people like this on TV. And now we're on YouTube, and someone like Begüm holds you by the hand, and we did the journey together. And probably, I think you're going to talk about the global channel.
Yes, yes.
She was the mom for it, so okay.
So when we first met Refika, she explained everything she wanted to do, and thankfully with the platform we're able to achieve quite a few of those, right? So she wanted to promote Turkish cuisine globally, and we said, okay, let's first understand YouTube with the Turkish channel, the main channel. Let's rehearse and get used to the platform, and then we were able to grow her audience by her efforts solely to almost 2 million subscribers now. And about 2 years ago, we said, okay, maybe it's time to invest and start exploring the idea of launching an English channel for a global audience. So Refika, I don't know what you felt at the time. She was really excited, had some second thoughts here and there, but we could see that she was more than ready for that step. And we started, working on a launch strategy.
They pushed me, guys. And she's being political. They basically pushed me, and it was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, she was giving us all the signs that she was more than ready to do it. So can you, now the English channel has more than 500,000 subscribers now, and she achieved the audience she was looking for globally. Can you tell us a bit about how you made that decision? It's a whole new arena for you globally, because your audience is in Turkey, but now it's global. How do you feel about this?
I feel great. Why? In my first book, which was published 12 years ago, I had this saying, my dream is, on an ordinary day, a French guy would cook to his wife, loved one, anyone, on an ordinary day, Turkish lahmacun. If I can make a French guy say this, my mission is going to be over. That was my mission that I wrote in the first day. I was quite keen, probably on. Anyways, but I did a lot of things in Turkish, but I had this thing that it wasn't enough global. So they suggested that, and I wasn't sure whether people would enjoy it, because I like telling a lot of stories. Would people be interested in telling stories, and who would be interested? Anyways, we didn't know. All this thing was a blur. And then same strategies, actually, in terms of creating the content, but at the same time, we launched, and we had the power of having few collabs. Collabs are very important on YouTube because it gives you new audience. And we did few collabs, and very fast, actually faster than the Turkish channel. I was a celebrity in Turkey in a way, but no one knew me abroad. But the channel's first 200,000 people was almost twice as faster than the Turkish audience, which is quite amazing. So it's great. And I have at least 10 different videos and emails of women sending their husbands and boyfriends of making them lahmacun, and said, like, I told the story on the video, so in a way my mission is over for them. Hope not. Like, there are lots more to do, but and there's a lot of room. Just 3 days ago, a guy from, I think, Orlando came from America, a young boy, 25 years old probably, to see me.
In Istanbul?
In Istanbul.
Wow.
Things that are like that are happening. So nice, so nice.
That's amazing. Yeah. So what is your...
Sorry, one more thing. What I did also, we have had other business, because YouTube comes also with different kinds of businesses. And we have a small e-commerce business, which is called Refika'dan. And what I do, I design some kitchen equipment, and these are all handmade, and I redesign some old things. For example, enamelware was something was forgotten. In the year 2000 to 2010, 10 enamelware factories were closed because there was no demand. I've changed some designs, this and that. Now we're selling even to Korea, to America, enamelware. Not just me, but all the factories as well, and the number of factories increased. And with the YouTube, with English YouTube, now the e-commerce that we do in Turkey, which is Refika, which is a 7-year-old business, in 1 year, the global sales, thanks also for the difference of dollars, probably, we are kind of cheap, the sales doubled. Like, now we sell more to US and UK than we sell to Turkey.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really nice. That's really strong.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And there's still, we're just 500,000 people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we don't have much time left, but I also want to talk about the paid channel memberships strategy you launched. So, as YouTube, we are trying to provide our creators, alternative ways to make money on YouTube and connect with their audience. And obviously, maybe you've heard, Shorts is one thing, and also we've launched channel memberships, which is a paid subscription to channels. And Refika is always first to adopt our new tools, test it out, give feedback. So you launched channel memberships, paid subscription to Refika'nın Mutfağı, the Turkish channel. Can you tell a bit about that? You're offering, there's also a social responsibility project within that. Can you tell us a bit more?
First, again, to everyone, I believe YouTube membership is not known a lot yet in the world. How how variant it can be used.
Yeah.
You can give lessons through it. Once you build your audience, then it's like an army. You can do anything with them. It's a great tool, and it's still very underused, I believe.
Yep.
So the people who discovered earlier, like I now get to understand, like yoga teachers, and they are starting to have classes through that,
Yeah.
etc. Anyways, how I'm trying to use it is, I wanted to make like I have been working over 5 to 6 years on Turkish techniques. Until now, Turkish food was either a history or a recipe. It was told as a history thing or a recipe thing. But actually techniques, because French did this 100 years ago as techniques, and now the French cuisine dominates the world in many ways in terms of gastronomy. So we can do this for Turkish food. So I put the techniques there on just knives. I have shot 31, but on the channel now 26 different videos of just about knives, how to use the knives, this and that. And now we have an audience. With the audience, for example, just a few weeks ago we made iftar. And in that iftar, I needed some help. I called my audience from the pros. Mm-hmm. They came for help. So 20 people who knew how to really cook well came, and some were doctors, some were lawyers, some were engineers, very cool people, of course. And then we cooked together for the 6,000 people that we were cooking the iftar for. And that's a great thing. You cannot buy this with money. That's one thing. Also, that content, because it's kind of closed, you can use the content in other ways as well. What I'm trying to do now is get the money, get the content once it's out there, because it gives you, like, also YouTube works like a shaper. What do you call it? Kırbaç?
Kırbaç.
Who would know kırbaç?
Whip.
YouTube works like a whip. Why does it work like a whip? Is like you have to always be up. Like now I'm 42 years old, I feel like 25, because if you don't feel like 25, you'll be dead. So it works like a whip, thank you. And also for that, because I have promised these people that content, now it's working like a whip on me to get that content out of me, because like otherwise you just like get lazy, etc. Anyways, and with that content, what I'm planning to do is there are unfortunately lots of boys and girls who are molested by their families. And there are special houses for those. And unfortunately, those girls usually, after they're 18, they are like out on the streets. And they usually become sex workers or drug dealers, depending on the gender. And because until age 18, there's no specialty that they are educated. But cooking is such a way. It's a therapy. It's something great. It's a great way to, even though you're not going to be a chef, it relaxes you a lot. So we build a kitchen, and the videos that we are showing on the YouTube paid channel, we are showing them live to the class, and there's a chef which works for me. She every day does the content with them. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so we do this together with that, and 7 girls graduated, and they now are working in restaurants. And now 26 people are on the education for that new program. Mm-hmm. After the content is ready, we hope to extend it to 10 schools, then maybe next year to 100 schools, because the content is going to be there, so something like
Perfect.
that. Yeah. Thank you.
No, it is very inspiring how creatively you use our tools to obviously grow your business and also help the community as well. So you're very. I mean, this is very powerful. So
thank you for the freedom. It's so hard, like the freedom. Thank you for giving the tools to make that thing, because Unfortunately, lots of people say that they give the freedom, but they don't. But in YouTube, you do.
Perfect. So great to hear. So last question.
Okay.
Very short time we have.
Try to be.
So align with the theme of this event. What is next for Refika and your business? What is the next big thing you want to achieve?
Next big thing I want to achieve is like two things for Turkey. This project that I've told you, and together with that, I want this project to be aligned with the YouTube YouTube paid katıl join YouTube join subscribers. I want to really make an army with them. So that for the things that we want to change, I don't want to be alone. I want to be with that. Of course, I have my followers, but the other is like more contained. Secondly, like multiply the growth accelerate the growth on the global channel, because in the pandemic we had to concentrate on ourselves a bit. On Turkish channel, because we had to do a lot, we felt. So that globally, actually, last week again, some people came from Los Angeles and New York. They offered to have shops and mini restaurants in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah, so things like that might happen, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Thank you so much, Refika, sharing the insights into your business. So nice to have a chat with you, as always. Hope everybody found it interesting and useful.
Did you like it, guys? Thank you.
So, yes, this is us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.